Hi, welcome all. My name is Juby. Today we are going to discuss about food safety management system. Okay, what is food safety management system? Food safety management system is a structure or framework in a food establishment or food production to ensure the food safety of the product. Not only ensure the food safety of the product, it can be control the hazards, control the risk in the food supply chain. We can go for the requirements of food safety management system. What are the requirements of food safety management system? Pre-requesting programs is there, GHP, GMP, GAP, like that, practices is there, HACCP, ISO 22000. These all are the food safety requirements. Okay, first we can go for the PRBs. What is the PRB? PRB is the very basic necessary things happens in a food industry to ensure the food safety. It comes under basic personal hygiene, basic cleanliness of the food industry, and the pest control, how the pest control is going on, and the training of the staff. Everything comes under the basic PRBs. And next is GMP, GHP and GMP. What is GMP? GMP is a good manufacturing practices. We all know it's a good manufacturing practices. What we can say about GMP? What is the good manufacturing practices? For example, I can give you one good example for GMP. The calibration of the equipments. We need to check the calibration of the equipments. What is the frequency of that calibration? It is expired or no? We go for another example is the health card of the staff. Should we check the health card of the staff is expired or no? If all staff have health card or no, like that, all these practices comes under GMP, good manufacturing practices. And next is GHP. What is GHP? GHP is a hygiene practices, right? Hygiene practices means it's personal hygiene is there, employee sickness is there, visitors hygiene list is there. Like that, we need to monitor all these things. If the employees if that employees maintain their personal hygiene or no. If a visitor coming, he is sick or no. We can check by the visitor's hygiene checklist. Like that, we can ask to them, do you have any disease or no? Like that, we can maintain that one and we can check. If one employee come to the or any visitor come to the, he have any sickness or no. Like that, practices is there. This kind of practices is called good hygiene practices, and the facility cleanliness is the good hygiene practices. There are many examples is there for good hygiene practices, right? And next is GAP. GAP means only one thing, is the good agricultural practices, which means a set of guidelines that focus on the agriculture production stage. From the production to delivery, then only we focus on that. Some set of guidelines we are focusing on the agriculture production. It's a sustainable product or no? What are the pesticides using? What is irrigation facilities? Like that. All this comes under good agriculture practices. Okay. So we already discussed about all food safety requirements. Just the basic things we have discussed. Pre-requesting programs, GHP, GMP, GAP, like that. Then we can go for what is the next? HACCP. Okay, we can go for HACCP. Very simply, we can say HACCP is a hazard analysis critical control point, right? So HACCP is the one to find out what is the hazard, find out the hazard, evaluate the hazard, and then it can be control the hazard to a safe level. That is what is called HACCP, right? And ISO 22000 is an international food safety standard, and this ISO 22000 is integrated with HACCP and GMP, HACCP and good manufacturing practice. It's all integrated with the ISO 22000 food safety standard. It's an international food safety standard also. And we already discussed about what is a food safety management system. It's a group of practices or procedures intended to prevent the foodborne illness, to ensure the food safety, right? And actively control the risk, actively control the hazardous risk in the entire flow of the food. This is what is called food safety management system. For maintaining the food safety management system or ensure the food safety in a food establishment or food organization, there are a lot of food safety programs are there. The basic food safety programs are the, we all know that one, right? physical hygiene is there, pest control is there, food handling is there, temperature control is there, supplier selection is there. These all are food safety programs. All these food safety programs is for what? For ensure the food safety in an organization through the food product, right? Okay, first we can discuss about the personal hygiene. What is personal hygiene? Personal hygiene means it's a food handler hygiene. You all people know the food handler hygiene. You need to wear a proper uniform, very clean, neat, tidy, light colored uniform used in the food industry. And next is always trim your nails and clean your hands properly. And in the facility, you need to maintain everything very clean and very hygienic. Okay? And when we go for the personal hygiene, one very important thing is the employee sickness. If a food handler is sick or no. How you know that one? If you are not feeling well, you need to report your PIC and you go to your home or your place and you need to check yourself by 24-hour rule. You need to check yourself 24-hour rule and go to hospital, take the medical report, and whenever you feel well, submit the report to the PIC, and then only after the PIC approval, then only you come back to your work. This is why we are using this one. This is to ensure the food safety, and we don't spread the disease to one food handler to another food handler. Okay. And next is, and through the personal hygiene should be properly wear your hairnet, and hand washing is very important in personal hygiene. What is the frequency of hand washing? After we go in the washroom, when we go outside, if you touch your face, nose, sneezing, coughing, after that all, we should be wash your hands properly wet using soap and water, and dry your hands also properly. Then only you come to the production, because our hand is fully contaminated with staphylococcus, and if you touch the body parts or anywhere, should be wash your hands properly. And if you are using gloves, don't use from the production to when you come to the work. When you go to the work, don't use always one gloves, because some food industry we can always see the people, the food handlers always they are wearing only one set of gloves in a whole day. Don't use like that. If you want to remove the gloves, if you want to use the gloves, if it is necessary, you should be remove your gloves. You should be remove your gloves. After removing your gloves, wash your hands properly with water and soap, then make it dry, then only wear another set of gloves. Should be always take care of yourself, because by yourself don't pass any disease to another person, because you are a food handler. Your health is very important. Everything is very important. So should be follow all those things. Okay. Yeah, we already discussed the food handling, and food handling main thing is personal hygiene already discussed. And next is the cross contamination. How the cross contamination is coming? For you all know, for example, we are taking a kitchen. In the kitchen there is raw salads is there, cooked meat is there, raw meat is there. How the cross contamination is happen? If for example one food handler take one knife from the raw meat and he cut that one, and he is using the same knife for cutting the vegetables also for the salad. What will happen? From the raw meat, the bacteria is transferred to the vegetable salad through this knife, right? So don't use like that, and should be we need a separate cutting board and separate cutting knife for all items. For cooked items separate, for raw items separate, for vegetables, for the if nuts is there, because allergens always in the nuts. So nuts separate, like that should be separate. We maintain the separate color coding as per your PIC instruction. You can see different color code and different using different color code for your knives and that cutting board. You need to maintain, because otherwise it's a very dangerous thing. From the raw meat to salads, very microorganisms is transferred, and if your customer or if the consumer is eating that one, it will affect the bacteria directly go to their gut, and it will make a very foodborne illness. So food handler should be responsible for this one. Don't avoid the cross contamination. Always, especially the ready to eat items, you are cutting vegetables or something, always make sure the cutting board and knife should be clean and neat and used only for that item. Like that you need to take care of these things. And next is food hazard. Food hazard. What is food hazard? Food hazard, we all know food hazard. Hazard, there are different kinds of food hazard. Is there microbial, physical and chemical. Physical hazard is your hair, your nail tips, your jewelry and all those things food, and stones in the some pulses and or something like that. Stones in the food. This all comes under physical hazard. And chemical hazard is the pesticide residues, dishwash residues, like that it comes in the food. These are called chemical hazard. And microbial hazard is, of course, it's come from the pathogenic microorganisms. It comes from food handler hand to the food and using the same knife, using the raw meat to freshly prepared salads, like that it can be come. Okay, and next is allergens. Allergens means what? Allergens because some category of people are allergic to some item. For example, some people are allergic to dairy products, some people are allergic to nuts. If in a organization there is maybe a multiple production is there, so should be labeled in your package. It should be labeled. We are using these kinds of foods like that. Gluten is there, and dairy products is there. Like that should be mentioned. Okay. And next is temperature control. Temperature control means we all know the favorable temperature for microbes is in between 5 to 63 degrees Celsius. So don't keep food in that storage. Don't keep your food items in that. If your food is a chilled item, should be properly maintain the chilled temperature. And if it is frozen item, should be maintained the frozen. And if it is hot holding, should be maintained on that temperature. And the temperature also you need to be checked when the receiving time also. If the supplier is maintaining the chilled time, if you are receiving a chilled item, you need to check it's chilled or they are maintaining the temperature or no. Should be checked that one. And next is supplier selection. What is supplier selection? Supplier selection means, first of all, we need to check the supplier, that supplier have approved municipality certificate or no, their organization or their product is approved municipality certificate or no, and their product have the conformity certificate or no. Like that we can check, and we can do the supplier evaluation test is there. And when the receiving time also, we can check we can maintain the receiving list, how they are bringing your products, if they are maintaining the proper temperature or no, they are giving in a good appearance or no. Like that we need to check the supplies, and when we handling the supplies, you need to check properly it's a good thing or whatever they are using in their products. Like that should be take careful when we select one supplier. And next is the main thing in the food safety management system, HACCP the approach. Already we discussed that on HACCP the approach. How the HACCP approach comes to the food safety management system. HACCP is the one finding the hazard and evaluating the hazard and then eliminating the hazard from the food chain. For that purpose, we are follow with the HACCP, hazard analysis critical control point. For that one, there are 7 principles of HACCP is there. First is conduct hazard analysis, then determine the critical control point, then establish the critical limit, monitoring, corrective action, verification and documentation. These are the 7 principles in HACCP. Okay, we can go by one. First is conduct hazard analysis. Conduct hazard analysis means what? Conduct hazard analysis means what? Means first conduct a hazard. If entire production from the receiving to delivery, in the complete production, you need to find any hazard present or no. That is the first stage, and this is a very crucial step in hazard analysis also. Okay, first find out the hazard. That is the first stage in the hazard. For example, if we take, because it is depends upon the production. For example, the salads is only preparation is there and serving is there. So the preparation time, check thoroughly. And the grilled chicken sandwich also preparation, cook and serving is there. Sauce is also there, cooking is there, holding is there and cooling is there. Then reheat and then serve. So CCP is there. So next is determine the critical control point. First stage we are checking if any hazard is present or no. If we find out the hazard, that is the critical control point. Identify the hazard. first identify the hazard, and in the critical control point we are checking it can be prevented or no. It can be prevented or no. So we in the critical control point we need to check it's prevented or eliminated to a safe level. To a safe level. Safe level means you can consume that one, that the food product. In the establish the critical control point, we are checking that one. For example, if we are taking an example, cooking of chicken. But the cooking of chicken, there is the process from the purchasing, receiving, and storage is there, and preparation is there. All these process after one CCP, their CCP is cooking, because in that cooking should be make sure there is no microorganisms is there and it is safe to eat. In that cooking process, which means cooking is the CCP here. In this cooking, we need to make sure it ensure the food safety, because after cooking it's directly go to serving process. So in that cooking is CCPs here, make sure in the cooking should be maintained the proper temperature and it is safe to eat to the customer. Okay, next is establish the critical limit. Establish the critical limit means what? The critical limit must be prevented or eliminate the hazard. The critical limit means when establishing the CCP should be establish a critical limit. Why? Because critical limit should be eliminate or prevent the hazard. In the critical limit, if the hazard should be completely eliminated and it should be it's safe to the consumer. So we already take the example is cooking of chicken. So cooking of the chicken is, what is the cooking temperature we need to maintain? 165 degree Fahrenheit or 75 degrees Celsius, like that we need to maintain. We need to maintain the cooking temperature. That is the critical limit here. Maintain that cooking temperature should be. Don't that cooking temperature don't undergo. Should be maintain the cooking temperature here. That is the critical limit here. Okay. And next is monitoring. Monitoring means what parameters will be monitored. The temperature is there, pH is there, acidity is there. It depends upon the production and process. What are the parameters should be monitored? It depends upon the production process. So we already take the example for cooking of the chicken. So how they can monitor this one? They can maintain a frequency. They can put a frequency 30 minutes or 1 hour, like that. It is depends upon the production and process. Each frequency they need to monitor that one, and they need to check if they are properly maintaining the cooking temperature. They are maintaining 165 degree Fahrenheit or no, or it undergo down or undergo up, like that should be checked. For example, if 30 minutes, every 30 minutes should be checked. Who is the one monitoring? Definitely in that organization, how hygiene officers is there or head chef is there, someone responsible for the monitoring of this one, and monitor this one and record whatever you are monitoring, what are the monitoring temperature, what are the frequencies should be recorded in a monitoring log. And next is identify the corrective action. Identify the step that must be taken when a critical limit is met or no. What is the corrective action? Corrective action means when the stage the critical limit is met or no. Critical limit is not met in that stage, you need to take the corrective action. In our case, we can take, for example, when the monitoring time, you see the temperature is not maintaining 165 degree Fahrenheit, you should be cook thoroughly this one and continuously cook this one and make sure it comes to 165 degree Fahrenheit. And on another case, you are not maintaining your critical limit for a long period. You only one thing is you need to discard that item. If it is only a short period, you need to continuously cook and make to 165 degree Fahrenheit, like that you can maintain and can continue the process. If it is critical limit is not met for a long term, should we discard the product? That is the corrective action we can apply here. And the verification and procedures. Verification and procedure means evaluate or verify the plan on a regular basis. Evaluate or verify the plan on a regular basis. For the verification, we can check the monitoring logos, verify. We can verify the every in an organization. It depends upon the organization. Maybe monthly, weekly, like that. Maybe per day also. Some organization we are checking per day also. So should be verifying the monitoring records and check for the checking the temperature. They are using the calibrated thermometer or no. The equipment is calibrated or no. That is also a verification method. and the audit checks is there, and what are the if any corrective action plans is there, what are the plans the organization taken for remove the hazard to ensure the food safety. Like all these things they can verify also. And definitely your hygiene officer or head chef or someone is responsible for doing all the verification procedure for the entire production and process. And next is documentation. Documentation means whatever we are monitoring, whatever we are verifying from the conduct hazard analysis from to the entire process and entire systems, whatever the records we have, we need to document all records. We need monitoring records, corrective action records, calibration, verification, equipment records, like that, and food laboratory analysis, because it's in food organization we send our samples to laboratory, right? That also we need to, because it's free from microbes, like that. When water analysis test is there, all these records should be kept and should be documented for the hazard audit. And finally the food safety team is there. And before that food safety team, I would like to share the food safety management system. The food safety, we need to ensure food safety management system for what? For food safety, right? For food safety, from all food handlers should be take care of themselves, the personal hygiene, if you have any sickness or something, and if a visitor is coming, he is okay or no. And for the in your organization, definitely a responsible person for all this, your PAC is there, and checking the suppliers, their items is approved or no, approved by municipality or no. And in the production area, we need to check the cross contamination. Don't keep the freshly prepared salads and the raw items. Don't cook the cooked items and raw items. And when you are arranging some items, should be always the items should be the raw, ready to eat items, or it's in the upstage, and the drip items is or raw meat or something is in the lower space, like that. You what people you need to take, because you are a food handler, you are responsible for the food safety. Okay. And the food safety team is there. Every organization there is a food safety team or hazard team is there. What is the purpose of this team? The food safety team or hazard team, they ensure the food safety, and so what are the product they are giving to the consumer to ensure the food safety of that product. For ensure the food safety, they are checking their audits, they are changing any raw material, or they are changing any recipes, they are using if they are using any food additives or something, it's reduced or no, or need to eliminate or no, like that. They are checking the suppliers, they are checking their food laboratory reports, and all they are checking. And if any hazard or if anything to eliminate from their food supply chain, they should be eliminated. That one, they are continuously improve. They are doing the continuous improvement for the food safety. Okay. Okay. All these things I would like to share with you about the food safety. Okay. Thank you.